Now, here is, part two. I decided in hindsight that, because I know Chris Max's nature too much, he's going to, make a counterattack faster than I can make part two, so I'm just gonna make this all, like, one really big part. Even if it's, like, 8 hours long. This is, like, the spirit bomb of truth, and it's coming down, and Chris Max can't stop it. I want people, after hearing this, to go and ask Chris Max what his logic is and why he won't leave an LGBT creator alone. But anyway, so far, you've probably been thinking, oh, he's just a little brat. He's just a little shit. He's not that bad, right? Chris Max is about to get his hands on a gun. Before you continue this video, I want you to go find Chris Max on DeviantArt and ask him why a gun got involved. He will probably dodge the question, or have his friends, or you'll get swarmed by his friends. You see, Chris Max at this time wanted Verdesause back. And this is before Chris Max would later decide that he wanted to destroy me. See, at this point in time, Chris Max wants Verdesause back. But Verdesause doesn't like being bullied by a man-child. So, it turns out that, Adama was friends with Chris Max, still, even after this. And in hindsight, I'm wondering if Adama made up the incident with Chris. I know for a fact that, Adama's father really did, do that to his mom, and actually went to jail for it, because Adama will talk about his father getting out on paroles. So, like, recently, that same father got out on parole. So, like, I've heard enough to confirm that, like, that story's true. But I don't know if, like, the incident with him and Chris Max really happened. Because it's about to get fucking crazy really fast. So, one night, I woke up and I was added to a group DM. This is the second time that, one of Chris Max's friends would pretend to be my friend and then add me to a group DM where him and said friend would swarm me and gang up on me. This time, a gun was involved. I woke up and there was 4 people. Five people. There was, one person who, I can't remember their name. I can't not remember their names, but, it doesn't really matter now. It was, I guess there were 6 people. There was me, Dangon, who is now he's now a retired, creator. It was spelled Danngonn. There's 2 N's. Or there's 4 N's in total. So it's Dangon. It was him, me, Chris Max, Shaden Arts. That's a name that's gonna be, coming up a lot too. And Adama. And I was pulled into this DM, and I had no fucking idea what was happening. So, I woke up at, like, 4 a.m., and, these guys have been up, like, all fucking night, waiting for me, and I didn't know it. And, every time I tried to leave the, group chat, Adama would re-add me in real time. He would do it fast. Like, I would leave, and then he would re-add me. Like, he was fast about it. What was happening was, Dangon was being held at gunpoint by an unknown assailant who was friends with Chris Max and wanted me and Chris Max to end the drama. And if I didn't end the drama, they were going to kill Dangon. That was what was going on. Or so I thought at the time. So I woke up and I literally just woke up to this and I was freaking the fuck out. Heart was racing a million miles an hour because, during this time, I didn't want I didn't know what the fuck to do because it was like, I didn't want to be friends with Chris Max, and I knew from watching YouTube videos that you have to know proof that the hostage is even alive. So what you're thinking is like, oh yeah, just agree to it and just end it. There's a problem. I didn't know Dagon was even alive. I had no proof that Dagon was alive, so I know from watching a YouTube video about like missing people. I watched YouTube video about there's a YouTube channel called Lazy Masquerade, and he does a lot of like missing reports and covers a lot of like dark crimes. Sometimes the hostage, they'll kidnap someone and then immediately kill them, and then they'll keep asking for more money. There was a case in Korea, or I can't remember where it was, in Korea or in China, where there was a little boy who was kidnapped, and he was being held at ransom, and the kidnapper somehow got away with the ransom and then never turned in the kid. And the kidnapper got his ransom and then came back, asked for more ransom, and then got that too, and then left. Later, they would find the body of the dead boy. But there's a catch. When they found the body of the dead boy, they did an autopsy and looked inside the stomach and found that he still had his morning breakfast. So, before that kid left for school and went missing, he had like a morning breakfast, and when they cut him open, they still found that morning breakfast in his stomach. So, let me translate what that means in case you're fucking stupid. That means that they killed the kid the same day they caught him. The same day they kidnapped the kid, they killed him. Because that food in his stomach would have digested if it had been a few days. So the kidnappers killed the kid, and then got the money, and then came back a second time and got more money. So I know from watching stuff like that on YouTube that I needed proof that Dagon was even fucking alive, or if these motherfuckers have already killed him. I didn't know if Dagon was even alive, or if these motherfuckers killed him or not. And by the way, this entire time, Chris Max is on the same side as this guy. Chris Max and this dude are on the same fucking page. And Adama is on the same page as them, and so Shade Narts. Shade Narts, Adama, Chris Max, and the gunmen were all on the same fucking side. All on the same page. It wasn't like... So they're all just like, do it, Verde. Just agree to it, Verde. Just agree to it. Like, all four of them were just pressuring me into, like, agreeing to this, and I knew better to ask for proof that Dagon was even fucking alive. By the way, and Chris Max was not, like, freaking out either. He was, like, very in control. Like, when he was, like, doing that, I could tell that he was, like, on the same side as this gunman. I could tell he was on the same side as this piece of shit. Also, it's funny because Adama... Oh, we'll talk about this later. But, Adama as a kid watched his, father strangle his mother. And now, as an adult, Adama was helping a gunman do the same thing to a girl named Verde. A girl named Aubrey. So, in hindsight, Adama just did the same thing as his father, almost. And that's fucked up, isn't it? But hey, I'm the one who suffered, so that's okay. So eventually, after like 20 minutes of pleading, and the entire time I'm pleading to see proof that Dagon's alive, all four of them are acting like I'm so fucking selfish. All four of them are acting like I'm selfish and mean for not immediately caving in. Because I didn't immediately cave in, and I started using my brain, and all four of them just acted like I was a fucking monster for doing that. Meanwhile, all four of them are like holding someone at gunpoint. Like they're holding someone at gunpoint and acting like I'm a fucking monster. Isn't that ironic? So eventually, Dangon, replies in the chat. But I still don't know if that's even Dagon typing in the chat, or if that's just like the gunman has Dangon's phone and is just typing in the chat. So I never got proof that Dagon was even alive. I never got proof that Dagon was alive. And the entire time, I'm just getting more and more and more emotionally fucked up. I'm just in. This is all happening at like 4 a.m. to me. And, I'm just not going along with it. So they eventually give up and reveal that turns out the gunman was played by Shane Arts. Because eventually, actually, no, I remember now. Eventually, I started to figure out that Shane Arts and the gunman were not the same place at the same time. Like, have you ever noticed that Bruce Wayne and Batman are never at the same place at the same time? I began to notice that Shaden Arts, because Adama was frequently typing, Chris Max was frequently typing, the gunman and Shaden Arts would not type at the same time. Because they're all just going, typing. They're all typing up storms, and I'm just like barely able to talk back. I eventually noticed that, Bruce Wayne and Batman aren't at the same place at the same time. I began to notice, like, Bruce Wayne leaves, then Batman shows up. Then when Batman leaves, Bruce Wayne shows up. I began to think that was a little bit odd. So I just flat out accused Shaden Arts of like, hey, can you say something right now? Can you and the gunman say something at the same time? I first say, can you and the gunman say something at the same time? And oh, by the way, as this is happening, I'm having like a meltdown in every server. I'm going into like because I think this is real. I think that this gunman thing is real. Spoilers, it turns out that this was not real. And I go into like vodka MMM, vodka MMD. I go in his server and I start freaking out. And no one fucking is helping. I go into like every ENF server and I'm sending a DM to everyone, and then no one is helping, and people are just watching me freak the fuck out and not understanding why. They're just watching Verde have a meltdown and not understand why. Because I was having a meltdown because I felt so powerless. And I remember I fucking messaged Limbros and she blocked me. Fuck you, Limbros. If that was real, someone could have died, you selfish fucking cunt. You're a selfish fucking cunt, Limbros. If that was real, someone could have died because you didn't want to be involved in drama. Fuck you, you selfish fucking cunt. Everyone in the ENF community is a selfish fucking bastard. Spoilers. Oh, I'm sorry if that's drama. I'm sorry if me being upset at you being a selfish piece of shit is drama. Fuck you. I'm so glad that wasn't real, because otherwise there'd be blood on your fucking hands, Limbros. Stupid bitch. You stupid mouthy bitch. I've seen you talk behind my fucking back. First you talk behind- you act like a snobby cunt, and then you have the audacity to, like, abandon someone that need you? Fuck you. You're fucking disgusting, Limbros. You're almost as disgusting as Chris. Almost as disgusting as Chris. That's all I gotta say about you. So anyway, Shaden Arts and the gunmen could not be at the same place at the same time. And when I accused her of that, the gunmen would the gunmen would disappear, and then she would start talking, and then because Shaden Arts was, I don't know what she did. She was probably like she's a stupid bitch. Shaden Arts is a stupid bitch, and I caught her in the middle of her lie. So, and I'm just getting more and more and more and more emotionally just fucked up and shit. But so eventually, I think Adama felt bad and pulled the string, or pulled the rug and went, okay guys, this isn't weird, this isn't real. And then Shaden Arts, well, the gunman just logs off, and Shaden Arts goes, yeah, it was me, da da da. And actually, I don't know, I remember, because, like, it could have also been Dagon playing the gunman. But, I'm pretty sure it was Shaden Arts, because they couldn't talk at the same time. Shaden Arts and the gunman never spoke at the same fucking time. Because she had to, like, she probably had to, like, log out of her account, and then log back in. That took her, like, a hot minute. Because Shaden Arts is, like, I've seen a picture of her. I've seen one picture of Shaden Arts, and she's overweight. So she probably has, like, fat fucking fingers, and it takes her a goddamn minute. Also, because I'm gonna probably forget this, one time, the reason why Shaden Arts is doing this, because, one time we were erotic role-playing, and, me and Shaden Arts were erotic role-playing. And by the way, me and Adama would also erotic roleplay. And, I think I also erotic roleplayed with Dangon, but I cannot remember if I did. I think I erotic roleplayed with him, but I cannot remember. But I only ever, erotic, that's what ERP means. ERP means erotic roleplay. So, me and Shaden Arts, before all this happened, we erotic roleplayed once, and Shaden Arts is into vor. That's her fetish. I don't know what her sexual awakening was. She is into vor, and she wanted to vor my OC Verde. My OC Verde, which ended up becoming, like, my face. As ironic as that is, I made an OC and then ended up becoming, like, who I was for the past 8 years. Crazy, you know? Shit happens. Shaden Arts wanted to vor Verde, so I was like, no, you're not gonna vor my OC. And I left ERP. And I think that really pissed her off. And by the way, the context at the time was I was a girl, and Shaden Arts was a girl, and we were erotic role-playing together. I didn't think anything of that. I thought that was fine. But I think Shaden Arts, in hindsight, had, like, a gay panic, and that's why this is all happening. Girls can have gay panics too. Shocking, I know. So in hindsight, Shaden Arts constantly attacks me and shit because she never got to vore me, and because she had a gay panic in hindsight. And it will get worse when I reveal later I was transgender. When I would reveal I was transgender later, that really that made them like go from like wanting to be friends again to just wanting to destroy me. But I'm going off track. So I'm rightfully pissed because I just watched Chris Max do the most awful thing in the world, and then just kind of be like, "Oh, I guess I'm sorry." Like he acted like a. It's like like a kid. You ever see like the trope of like a kid? I'm sorry, ma'am. I broke your window with my baseball. You ever see like that trope? That's how they're all acting. They're all like acting like sad sacks of shit. After like 10 minutes ago, they're all like, I'm gonna fucking kill him unless you fucking be friends again. You're fucking worthless. and then, oh jeez, I'm sorry I broke your window, ma'am. Can I get my baseball back? Like really, these guys have the audacity. And by the way, this is 4 people against 1. So I'm shouting into a fucking void. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, what the actual fuck is... Like, none of that was real. That was all just like, oh, like, what was the logic? I'm gonna hold someone at gunpoint, and then we're gonna be friends forever. That was the logic. I'm gonna hold someone at gunpoint, and then we're gonna be friends again. That's the fucking logic of Chris Max, Dangon, Shaden Arts, and Adama 1978, who goes by Peach Lover 94 on DeviantArt. That was the logic of these motherfuckers. All 4 of them are guilty of this. All 4 of them did that. All 4 of them were on the same fucking page. And I didn't go back to sleep. I couldn't go back to sleep after that. I really couldn't go back to sleep after that. How the fuck could you? Because it was already like 5 a.m. anyway, so the sun was coming up. So there was I mean, I wasn't going back to bed. Not after that. I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, surely you spoke out against him in the community, turned on him, right? Surely you spoke out against Chris Max, and the community turned on Chris Max, right? Because that's an evil fucking thing to do. Like, hey, Verde making a post every now and then is one thing, but holding someone at gunpoint, that's way worse. Yet, Chris Max, if you go to his DeviantArt page right now, notice there is no mention of like the gun thing. There is no mention of, did you really hold someone at gunpoint? Did you really hold someone at gunpoint and then just lie about it? Did you think that like holding someone at gunpoint would fix a friendship? Did you really get 3 other people to go along with this? There's no mention of that. And every time I would make a post about it on DeviantArt, it would be taken down immediately because Shaden Arts has like a following, and she rallied up her people to come flag my shit every time I make a post about it. Chris Max eventually would learn eventually, during this time, in between then and now, I eventually picked up a program called Koikatsu, because I was originally just a writer, and I started doing Koikatsu stuff. Koikatsu is a program that anyone can learn. And Chris Max would also eventually learn Koikatsu and develop his own audience, and then rally that audience against me. And then I can't remember, like, Peach Lover never rallied his audience against me. I don't think Dagon ever did either. But those two would, like, rally their audience against me to come flag down their post and say that I was a liar. So those two basically just got away with that. They literally got away with that. Um, I got kicked from Vodka's server after I freaked out. Limbros fucking blocked me. Like, literally, like, I had someone, I went through a traumatic experience, and then and then the next day people were, like, making fun of me and shit. Like, the next day people were, like, making fun of me and shit, and I've obviously, I've lost, like, all, like, emotional security, like, I just felt so powerless. I've continued to feel powerless, so it affected my mental health a lot. And, it caused me to become snappy and mean because I watched Chris Max get away with that. He got away with that. This happened like 5 years ago. He got away with that, and I know he probably did it to someone else. What stops him from doing that to someone else? You idiots, help him. When Chris Max does something bad, you all come and baby him. When Verdesause watches someone get held at gunpoint and gets, like, emotionally destroyed, she is a bad person. But this is just, that was, like, the worst. Oh, but it gets better from here. Chris Max doesn't stop. He keeps going. Chris Max can just get away with, like, any crime he wants, and then the community just doesn't hold him accountable, and he still gets, like, he's still in, like, those servers. I've been banned and kicked from every ENF server. Chris Max is still in those servers, in part of the community. That guy is dangerous, and if he doesn't get his way, he will resort to violence. That guy is just a part of the ENF community. He's part of the community. I'm a victim of his, and I've been silenced and alienated ahead of time. So, yeah, that guy. But it would only get worse from here. Also, on a side note, Dangon's thing. I don't know what I think he was just one of those dudes that just kind of liked ENF in general. I don't know what his main kink was, but Adama, his kink was TikTok. Not the app. There was the old Peter Pan movie in the 60s. There was a scene where Captain Hook falls into a crocodile's mouth, and he gets his clothes chewed up, and he's reduced to his underwear, and he's, like, running away, and, that was Adama's awakening. That was his awakening, was watching, Captain Hook get his clothes all torn off, and Captain Hook's already, like, an effeminate dude. He's already, like, an effeminate dude. He's got, like, he's kind of got, like, he wears pink. He's got, like, the long, nice hair. He's got, like, he's not, like, a bad looking dude. Like, I mean, he's kind of got, like, a giant nose and shit, but, like, I could see the sexual appeal. Cause, like, he's not a half bad looking dude, and then here he is being, like, embarrassed and put in his underwear. An embarrassed male. It's an embarrassed naked male, which also, pop goes the edit, also involves embarrassed naked males. And my OC, Verde, has black hair, like Captain Hook, and also has a similar skin tone to Captain Hook, and also wears red. And Captain Hook, he wears red and like blue, so that's the appeal, is that he saw Verde and thought that I was like gonna be his sweetheart. Both him and Chris Max have this unhealthy mindset of like, I've met this one girl and erotic roleplay with her online. Now she's my future wife. They both have that mentality, and it's caused me to block them both. Also, because of Adama's like kink, he was more understanding when I would come out later. So I do have to give Adama credit, despite all the nasty, despite how much he's helped this little brat get away with crimes. He's still been rather understanding when it comes to like the LGBT aspect of it all. He's been extremely understanding, and I'm not here. I don't want to shame Adama as much as I want to shame Chris Max. Let's leave Adama alone, because Adama really has had a traumatic. He really has had a traumatic experience in life. He doesn't need any more trauma. So I ask that you guys leave Adama alone and instead go after Shade Narts and Chris Max. Because Dangon, he apologized to me. I never forgave him, but he tried to make amends and apologize. And I told him, and he tried to be like, can we be friends again? Can we be friends again? And, you know, he tried to make amends, but I ultimately told him the truth. That, no, I could never forgive you after that. And he, like, he would rage quit, but he never, like, continued to attack me after that. So, leave Dangon, and leave Dangon and Peach Lover 94 alone. Those guys have moved on from the drama. They've forgotten about the drama and moved on. Shay Narts and Chris Max would not move on and still attack me to this day. Because, about a year after this... Okay, well, for context, I originally came to DeviantArt and told everyone that I was a girl named Aubrey from New Zealand, because I didn't want people to know where the hell I lived, because Chris Max kept wanting to know where I lived. Everyone everyone wanted to know where I lived, because I was the only girl in their life. So I told them I lived in New Zealand, because that's like the farthest thing away from the United States. And it helped, because now these guys would be like, now they would like get that like they can't meet me in person, because, you know, they can't, because I didn't want to meet these guys in person. I just wanted to like make money on. I wanted to like make Pop Goes the Ed stuff, and then make money doing it, and people would commission Pop Goes the Ed stories. So that was fucking awesome, right? That was like, imagine people are like commissioning you to make your own fetish. That was great. Like you know. But I remember I told them that I lived in Wellington. Because I just randomly picked it. So, about some time after this, well, I can remember, first, Chris Max made a Google Doc called Why I Don't Want to Be Friends with Verdesause. After the gun thing failed, he just decided, or no. No, I'm sorry, I'm out of line. I revealed that I remember, it was Blue Ink 22. Someone was attacking Blue Ink 22, who, is transgender. I, I, I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I'm pretty sure they're transgender. They were born male, but, identify as a female online. And they were more brave than me, and were, like, openly revealing the male part. Um, what happened was, Blue Ink didn't know about the drama between me and Chris Max, and I asked her, why the fuck are you still friends with Chris Max? And she didn't understand, and, didn't want to hear the drama. She didn't want to hear my side of the story. So I ended up making a post about it on my Discord, like, Blue Ink's a piece of shit. And then people started, like, calling her a tranny. So I put a stop to that really fast. Went, ho ho ho. No, like, yeah, she's dumb and believes Chris. She's dumb and gullible and believes Chris Max. She's a gullible motherfucker, but she ain't no tranny. It's like someone saying they don't like Kanye. Imagine someone saying, like, man, I really don't like Kanye West. And another person's like, yeah, I don't like black people either. It's like, whoa, 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 what the fuck? What, whoa, whoa, what? Stop, what? Where'd that come from? So I immediately put a stop to that, and, immediately I realized that, I was living a lie. I immediately realized that I was living a lie, and, shortly after this, I would reveal that I was trans to my audience. I would reveal to my audience that, well, actually, before this, I came to my audience as a lesbian girl. Then I revealed I was bisexual after, I had an abscess drained, and it was a really bad abscess, and the doctor said I could have died because it was such a bad infection. Because during this, my mom moved in, and she brought her dog, and my mom was leaving garbage everywhere, and, it was causing, like, mold and shit to grow. So I got a really bad infection. I got a okay, fucking. So I got a really, really bad infection, and, I was like, it got so bad I couldn't sit down, which sucks because I had to sit down to write stories, and I couldn't sit down to write stories, and, I was just sick like a fucking dog, and I couldn't enjoy myself or anything, and it was fucking awful. And, after that, I decided to reveal I was bisexual to my audience because I was like, what if I die and don't reveal to everyone that I'm gay? I mean, like, cause, like, I was, you know what I fucking mean, okay? You know what I fucking mean. Shut the fuck up. You know? And then, after I revealed I was bisexual, like, I think that actually added fuel to the fire and made Chris Max more willing to do drastic measures to get the only girl in his life back. So after I revealed I was transgender, there was, like, this quiet period. There was, like, this 2 month, 3 month quiet period where, like, everything was fine. I was an openly trans creator, and, people accepted me for it, and it was great. And, I would bring up, like, the gun thing, and people would just be like, that's fucked up, man. Chris Max is a piece of shit. And then, meanwhile, Chris Max and, White Tiger, who I remember I also had a falling out with him after I came out as trans. Like, he really just that was like the final straw for him. After I came out as trans, that was the final straw for like White Tiger 789, and he never commissioned me again, and would join Chris Max's crusade. Oh, and pretty soon after this, Chris Max would make a post saying why I don't want to be friends with Verdesause, and he uploaded it on the Google Docs. So because if he uploaded it on DeviantArt, it'd be like flagged immediately taken down. So he purposely uploaded it onto Google Docs so that way it can't be flagged down. And I've tried to flag it down. Google's there's no employees at Google. Like if you go to Google, if you call Google, it's an AI answers the phone. Like there are no employees working at fucking Google. Google's a whole automated system, so I tried to flag the post because it was a fucking cyberbullying, and it was a bunch of screenshots of like everything out of context. It's like basically like it was a compilation of like all my freakouts at Chris Max. He made like a giant compilation of like me at my worst moments because I had been like on DeviantArt for like 4 years at this point, and me and Chris and I've had tons of shouting matches with Chris Max, who by the way held someone at gunpoint. I, there's like 1,000 screen caps of me calling Chris Max a piece of shit, or me blocking people that are friends with Chris Max. And he grabbed all those screenshots, took them out of context, and made this giant Google Doc, and then used that to convince people to block me and not listen to me. So I was silenced. And that was just the beginning, because shortly after, because also I should clarify. Fuck, hey, there's just so much shit. I don't know what the fuck I did. I don't know what the fuck this loser wants, man. I want to erotic roleplay with you. I want you to pretend. I want you to pretend to be Princess Peach and Daisy, and then we're gonna do a hand me down. Where, fucking, because that was his kink, was hand me down Ed. That was his fucking kink. I mean, my kink's not much better, but like that's ultimately why that's why this is all going on. All of this is going on because he couldn't erotic roleplay with someone. That's why all this is going on. I want to erotic roleplay the Nintendo princesses doing hand me down Ed. That's why this is all vital. All this is for the goal of achieving. All this is for the goal of forcing a transgender person to erotic roleplay with me, and do Nintendo princesses hand me down Ed, where a boomerang comes in and goes around the neck of like Rosalina, and then Rosalina gets all hot and bothered and strips down her underwear like Double D did. That's why all this is happening. All this is happening because Shaden Arts couldn't vor me. She couldn't vor another girl and feel she couldn't have another girl inside of her. So she had to just make this campaign. She had to like help Chris Max try and destroy me. And then Chris Max couldn't have his Nintendo princess fetish. He couldn't do hand me down Ed with like Nintendo princesses. So he had to destroy me, of course. I have to hold someone at gunpoint now. Well, actually, I can't hold someone at gunpoint because I'm an incel who lives at home with his parents, so I can't afford a gun. So I'm just gonna pretend to have a gun. And then I'm gonna hold someone at gunpoint, and then we're gonna erotic roleplay Disney princesses one more time. After I traumatize you with this gun, you're gonna come suck my dick. Right? Like, willingly. After I traumatize you with this gun, you're gonna willingly be my friend again, right? How do you think friendships work? I'm really obsessed with this transgender person online. There's this one transgender dude who I used to erotic roleplay with. Oh, I really want to erotic roleplay with him one more time. But I can't, because now that I found out that he's transgender, I feel gross. Max, and I want to destroy him. If someone could, I want someone to please do an ERP with Chris Max, and then halfway through the ERP, have have one of the girls, have one of the Nintendo princesses pull out a gun, be like, "You're my friend again, Rosalina. You're my fucking friend again, Rosalina. Or else I'm gonna fucking kill Daisy right here." I want someone to do that to him and see what he thinks about it. I want someone to do that to him and see if he likes it. Cause I had to go through that. Chris Max is like the Columbine shooters. If they couldn't afford a gun and were like fat and gave up halfway through the fucking shooting. What a loser. Anyway, after this, a new. So I thought like the Google account thing was bad. Like I don't want to be friends with Verdesause. So he made that after he found out I was trans, and then Shay Nartz and her friend would make a DeviantArt account called Wellington NZPD, which means Wellington, New Zealand Police Department. Because remember, I told everyone else from New Zealand. So they created the Wellington account thinking that it was the name of my hometown. So that was basically a way of like doxing me. Wait, by the way. So the very name of that account was intended to like dox me. And then they made the account with the sole purpose of defaming me and bullying me and getting past commissioners who took Chris Max's side. Those commissioners all took Chris Max's side. So like all those people that like were commenting on New Zealand on Wellington's page, those were all former commissioners who blocked me after they took Chris Max's side. So all of this was after I came out as trans. So like this was like a bunch of dudes that had a gay panic all at once, and then tried to take me down. And by the way, it worked because whenever I mention, if you go into a server and mention the name Verdesause, if I mention the name Verdesause, I'm blocked instantly. So they've successfully destroyed my fucking name after I came out as trans. After I would erotic roleplay with them and help them live out their fetishes, they would turn around and like destroy me. And they did a good job at it. Because other trans creators, like True Blue EXE, other trans creators just see the name Verdesause and just instant block, instant ban, without hearing like, oh, by the way, dude, those guys that wrote all that shit about me were having a gay panic, and you just helped them, you dumb bitch. Hey, True Blue, you're not an ally. You're not an ally. Like, we'll talk about the fucking LGBT. The LGBT community has not helped me. The LGBT community has not fucking like shown up to help me. They've shown up to fucking help Chris Max. I don't know what the fuck is about him. Why people like tolerate him, and then if I get emotional over the abuse, I'm suddenly a bad person. I don't know what the fuck. He gets like the special treatment, and I don't. Because people are still friends with Chris Max. People that know about the gun thing, like, I'm pretty sure I've explained the truth. Like, people know about the gun thing and just don't fucking care. Because they just want bias confirmation. They want a reason to attack a transgender person online, and they'll find a reason. Because before I came out as trans, everyone loved me. Everyone was like humping my fucking leg, and like, I couldn't get them to fucking get off my goddamn leg. Like, they would just not stop. I'd be like, I gotta go now, goodbye. Like, no, wait. You know. And then after I came out, after I revealed I was trans, like, that was gone. That, like, them wanting me, that was gone. And they started, like, treating me like shit. Chris Max held someone. He pretended to hold someone at gunpoint. Why do people just tolerate his behavior? And then, which is worse, being trans or holding someone at gunpoint? Trick question. Being trans. Being trans is worse. Obviously. And, some people, and it was basically just Shade and Arts. If you go to Wellington's page, you're gonna see some familiar names. You're gonna see Chris Max. You're gonna see Shade and Arts. And you're gonna see a bunch of other faces, but like, you're gonna see a bunch of guys that like commented once 7 years ago and then forgot about me. Because those guys have moved on. Chris Max hasn't moved on. Shade and Arts hasn't moved on. Wellington, which is a page created by Shade and Arts' boyfriend, because Shade and Arts between then and now would get a boyfriend named Bill B, like something Bill Cosby, like Bill. It's like Bill Pill Cosby or Pill Cosby. It's some stupid fucking name like that online. And like basically like they all like do like this mean fucking thing where like they all like talk down to me like I'm shit. Like the same tone Shade and Arts had when she was playing the gunman. People will talk to me like that openly now. That same fucking tone. Because they think that I'm a scammer. Because Shade and Arts, who had a gay panic, said so. Shade and Arts, who played a gunman online to fix a friendship, said so it must be true. You guys are some retarded motherfuckers. You're some retarded motherfuckers. You're helping a bunch of people that are in the fucking closet. I came out of the closet, and that makes me a bad person. Chris Max is still in the closet. Shane Arts is still in the closet. Let's help them out of the closet, shall we? Peach Lover 94 did not continue to create drama with me because he wasn't in the fucking closet. He was comfortable with his own sexuality. So, like, after the gun thing, me and him basically became friends. Me and him basically became friends for like a long time. But he would constantly find a way to like aid Chris Max. So, like, despite being my friend, he was still Chris Max's friend and would like constantly feed him information. And so I had to eventually block Adama or Peach Lover. They're the same person. I eventually had to block them because they were ultimately took Chris Max's side over mine. So I eventually just had to block them. And I used to have a Discord server with 300 people in it. Now I have a Discord server with like 30 people because that's how much damage has been done. And there is no... I don't see any way of like fixing the reputation. There's no way of fixing the damage unless the non-existent LGBT community can step the fuck up. If there is an LGBT community online, they should show up and fucking help me right now. But they aren't going to because they believe a fucking closeted incel over a transgender person. My name's Chris Max. I think Hand-Me-Down Ed's sexy, but I'm not gay. I think Double D stripping down naked to it. I think Double D stripping down to his underwear is sexy, but I'm not gay. And if you say I'm gay, I'll destroy you online. I thought Double D looked sexy in that little speedo, but hey, that's just me. And I look. Hey, by the way, this is back when we were kids. I saw this episode when I was a kid, so don't think I'm a pedo, okay? Me and Adama are both comfortably, openly. We can both openly admit that we like feminine guys. We can both openly admit that we like feminine guys. Chris Max can't handle the fact that Chris Max is in the closet because Chris Max is also a big Christian, so he has to like destroy any because in his mind, I'm like the devil trying to seduce him when he wanted to seduce me, and he wanted to seduce me and I blocked him. But in his mind, I'm like a demon trying to seduce him. When in reality, he wanted to seduce me. Also, what's funny is that, Adama and Shane Arts would also like erotic roleplay because, Captain Hook being attacked by a crocodile, it's close to vor. Like, so like they would erotic roleplay and then Shade Arts would get like the vor aspect, and then Adama would get like the half naked dude aspect, you know. But also Adamo like he would create a character called Samantha Hook, or no, I can't remember if he created Samantha Hook or Hook 17 created Samantha Hook. One of them created Samantha Hook, who was like a female version of Captain Hook. They also create like Jacqueline Hook. So they've created like several variants of like female Captain Hooks. And, you know, a female Captain Hook, you know, looks like Verde. But Wellington, New Zealand, anyway, back to Wellington. That was Wellington, New Zealand. That was like them just openly like cyberbullying me. Like Wellington, New Zealand department, that Wellington, New Zealand Police Department is that's like literally them openly cyberbullying me, but doing it in a context of like spreading awareness of a scammer. I'm not a scammer. I've been like doing commissions this entire time, and they bring up the fact that I had malignant melanoma for a short while. There was a short while where I had a short scare with malignant melanoma, and it really fucking sucked. But I eventually got over it, thankfully. And they try to frame it as if I was lying about that to further frame me as a scammer. And I'm sure now they're going to like use my like right now I'm also I'll talk about my liver in a minute because we're talking about past drama right now. But they'll frame me as like lying about my liver. They'll figure out some like gotcha because these guys have they have like no lives outside of like trying to erase me. That's their entire fucking lives is trying to erase me. Like there's 8 years. I'm skipping over a million things. That's not on purpose. That's 8 years of shit happening, and I can't remember it all at once. I'm trying my best. But Chris Max can suddenly like remember everything, and like this dude has no life outside of like me. And I wish he fucking did. And what's funny about the I don't want to be friends with Verdesause. If you look at the Google Doc, one of the first few pages is me calling out Chris for seeing the LGBT community as like a fetish. Like I asked him to show me proof that he actually cared about the LGBT community, and he showed me like porn that he made. He made a porn of like one character like exposing another character's breasts because to him being lesbian is just a fetish. To Chris Max, the straight Christian who's in the closet, he sees like girl on girl as just a fetish and nothing more. So I did a direct comparison of like, I showed him a commission work, because there's this artist called Flu Nassif, who is a fucking amazing artist, and I've never had any problems with them, but like they're a fucking amazing artist, and I would commission them a lot because they make some awesome shit, and I commissioned them to like make a picture of two of my OCs at the beach wearing pride flag bikinis with a pride flag behind them. And I showed Chris Max, like, you see, I actually care about the LGBT. I actually care about the LGBT community. It's not a fetish to me. It's my life. To Chris Max. So, like, as a response, Chris Max showed me, like, porn that he made of, like, see, look, I also care about the LGBT community. Look at this lesbian porn I made. Well, hot damn! You're a fucking dunce, Chris Max. So, so again, Chris Max, sent people to harass me, then he held someone at gunpoint, then he made Google Doc, then him and Shaden Arts made a fucking, DeviantArt page dedicated to framing me as a scammer. Yet, I'm the one causing drama, not him. The drama is so much more one-sided than you think it is. Like, Chris Max has you believe he has you believing the drama is one-sided. He's right. It is one-sided. 'Cause I don't want anything to do with this motherfucker. I want him to be held accountable for the gun thing. I would love him to be held accountable for the gun thing. And be held accountable for all the fucking attacks that he's made against me. I would love for him to be held accountable. I would love for him to be held accountable. That's it. I don't want anything to do with this little bitch. This little whiny bitch that fucking humped my fucking legs for many. This little whiny bitch whining he couldn't get any pussy from me, and then when I revealed to him I didn't have a pussy, he suddenly tries to destroy me. He's a whiny little fucking bitch, and I wish he would grow the fuck up and take responsibility. But he's not going to. He's gonna destroy me instead and bury the past. I would love more than anything for him to be held accountable and publicly I would love for anything for him to be alienated instead. I would love it for people to be like, hey, this dude, held someone at gunpoint. Can we get him banned, please? I would love that! But before you even try that, Chris Max already fucking has 20 dudes swarming you like, hey, that's my friend! He can hold someone at gunpoint. If he wants to hold someone at gunpoint, that's fine. Hey, that's Chris Max 001. If he wants to hold someone at gunpoint, that's fine. You listen here. If Chris Max wants to hold someone at gunpoint, that's fine. That's Chris Max, man. He can do that if he wants to. Shaden Arts can pretend to be holding someone at gunpoint if she wants to. If Shaden Arts wants to hold someone at gunpoint, she can do that. That's fine, okay? If Verdesause wants them to be held accountable, well, you have to be buried. I would love them to be held accountable, and then I would love to forget about them. But that's not gonna happen. It's already too late. Every chud in the ENF community doesn't believe you. If you try and clear the name of Verdesause, every chud in the ENF community has been preconditioned to, like, not believe you. Well, how's calling them chuds gonna help? Because I've been here for 8 years. These are some dumb motherfuckers. They need to hear it. You guys are stupid! Chris Max looks at you in the eye and lies to you. And you believe it because you're stupid. You know what a smart guy does? A smart guy doesn't believe people's lies. A smart guy figures out people are lying and calls them out on it. Like with Shade Narts. I figured out she was lying and called her out on it. That's what a smart guy does. A dumb guy believes a lie point blank and doesn't question it. A dumb guy believes Chris Max doesn't question it. You guys are dumb. You're all fucking retarded Neanderthals. You are stupid. Chris Max? He's smart. You're dumb. Whenever Chris Max lies to you, you believe it because you're stupid. I know better than to believe his dumbass. You're a gullible motherfucker who Chris Max can tell wherever the fuck he wants to. He can tell you wherever the fuck he wants, and you'll believe it, because you're stupid. You're such a genius that someone can lie to your face, point blank, and you buy it. But honestly, you and I both know that Chris is lying, and you just want bias confirmation. Because some of these guys are dumb. The rest of them know what's going on. The rest of them see a pride flag and know, okay, yeah, let's gang up on the transgender person. Let's gang up on the LGBT person. Yeah, frame the LGBT. Let's try and destroy the image of the LGBT person before they even get a chance to defend themselves. Like, some of you are just bigots who just, like, want a reason to hate a transgender person. And Chris Max will give it to you. Chris Max, if you go to Wellington, New Zealand's page, there's people, like, openly calling me a tranny. There's people openly calling me a tranny and shit like that. They're openly attacking me for being LGBT, for being transgender, and people are just, and if I defend myself, that's drama. Fuck you fucking losers. They're openly attacking me for being trans, but you don't care because I'm a scammer, right? Oh, let's go and say, like, a black dude steals a car, right? Let's go and say, like, a black dude steals a car, so a bunch of Ku Klux Klan members show up and start trying to hang him. Is that justice? Do you call that justice? Apparently so. Apparently it is justice. You stupid fucking incels. That's not justice. That'll never be justice. Well, you see, the black guy stole a car, so it's okay for a bunch of racists to show up and, like, try and kill him. Because he did something bad. That's not how that works, you little right-wing incels. You know what? By the same logic, it's okay to go fuck with Chris Max. If you want to go fuck with Chris Max and do some awful shit to him, that's okay. He set that standard. He set the standard of, like, you want to do some awful shit to him, that's okay. Like, if Verde does something bad, in response, you should do something even worse. So, now that you've heard that Chris Max held someone at gunpoint, you guys should go do something worse, right? Same mentality. It's the same mentality. If Chris Max could do that and get away with it, why the fuck can't you? He demonstrated that you can get away with that. He demonstrated that that's justice, that you can get away with that. Let's do the same to him, shall we? Now imagine, like, those same Ku Klux, imagine those same racists laughing about hanging that black dude, and then suddenly 1,000 black people surround those guys to hang them. That's also not justice, but, at this point, I'm thinking, like, you know what, maybe it is justice. At this point, I'm thinking that it might just be the only justice we can get. At this point, it's the only justice that we can get. and I wish that wasn't the case. But let's change the concept. Let's change the context. Instead of a bunch of black dudes, instead of like a black dude sitting in a car, it's a transgender person who's accused of being a scammer, but isn't actually a scammer because scammers don't like. I do commission work. I'm not a fucking scammer. So let's go and say like a bunch of bigots accuse a transgender person of being a scammer and then show up and like lynch them. And then those guys are laughing about it openly. So then a bunch of LGBT community, so then the LGBT community shows up and lynches those guys. Well, hey, I mean, hey, that's the only justice we might get. That's the only way they're gonna hold them accountable. That's the only way they're gonna be held accountable. They're not gonna be held accountable any other way. I wish we could do this the old-fashioned way and just hold them accountable publicly, call them out, but that doesn't work. These are bigots. They don't play by the rules. Bigots don't play by the rules. They try to dox you. Like recently I had a guy who didn't know I was transgender and was really hot over heels with me. He found out I was trans and threatened to dox me recently. So these guys, they don't care. The law doesn't. When they feel when their sexuality has been questioned, they'll break the law in a fucking second, and they'll go away with it too. Because the law is a joke. The law is a tool that they use against you. The law supports them, so you can't go to the law for help. I wish you could go to the law for help, but the law already believes them. The law is not your fucking friend. ICE agents are not your fucking friend. The police support the ICE agents. They're not your fucking friend. And what's funny is that they have like 1,000 screen caps of me screaming at them and calling them out for their behavior, and then framing that as me like attacking them. I keep praying, not praying, but I keep hoping one day that the LGBT community will show up and help me, but they're not going to. They've already been preconditioned to believe a fucking little right-wing incel. They believe a closeted Christian over a transgender person. I think I already said that, but it's worth repeating. You believe a closeted Christian over a transgender person. You are fucking stupid. You're a gullible motherfucker, and you need to hear it. What's funny is, like, like, they've done so much damage to my name that, people just don't believe me. People just see Verdesause and just instantly think scammer, bad person, drama whore, when it's actually, like, abuse victim, a cyberbullying victim, person who needs help, and then you block them. And then you go, and help a little right-wing incel who's in a closet, who lives at home with his fucking parents, who doesn't have any bills to pay. Help him out some more. Like he already lives off his fucking parents. He already lives off his fucking parents. They pay his fucking bills. I think he's doing just fine for himself. I've been living alone because I ended up getting a restraining order against my my mom and my sisters because they just kept hurting me and abusing me in my own house. So on top of like being abused online, I'm getting beat up and shit in real life. And that's not helping my mental health very much. And that's making me a little bit snappy. And then online trolls are like, oh look, they're snappy. That's good. So, as all this was going on online, I was also, getting beat up in my home, and had cockroaches and a rat, and mom's dog had so much fucking fleas, they would be crawling up my fucking leg. So as I was doing commission work, I would have to stop and, like, make sure there weren't fleas crawling up my fucking legs. Especially if I wore pants. Especially if I was wearing shorts. If I was wearing shorts, my legs were just open, and they would just crawl up my fucking legs and bite me. Because after mom left, she took her dog, and the fleas were hungry, and I bought an entire can of Raid carpet, and just emptied the entire fucking thing. I emptied the entire fucking can of Raid in my carpet, and it killed about 75% of them. It killed like 75% of these motherfuckers. It was so bad. So on top of, like, dealing with, like, Chris Max's BS, on top of dealing with, like, his bullshit, I'm dealing with, like, a rat and cockroaches and, like, a bunch of other shit. And it's just fucking awful. But hey, I happen to be LGBT, so that's okay that I'm suffering. It took a long time, but I eventually cleaned up the apartment. And, for a while there, the apartment was so bad I wanted to just move, but I can never make enough money to move, so I'm stuck in the same apartment. And I try to clean up the rat pieces as much as possible because the apartment manager never hired an exterminator. I brought up the rat, and the apartment manager basically blamed me, and then never called an exterminator or anything like that. So I had to place a trap and kill the rat myself. So no one helped me with that, so that was cool. I remember I got some donations for an exterminator, but I ended up not calling exterminator because I just figured, like, the traps would be cheaper, and the traps ended up taking like 2 fucking months to work. And rats, I found out rats grow really fast. So when the rat first came in the house, it was like a little tiny thing. By the time the rat died, it was full fucking grown. This was a full grown, like, it was like the size of a squirrel. It was like the size of a fucking squirrel. Like, it was huge. So on top of, like, on top of dealing with Chris Max's bullshit, I deal with some bullshit in real life. But no one cares. Like, it was like 3 months because the girls would leave so much garbage. They would literally have an entire garbage bag out. Like an entire bag of garbage in the fucking living room. Or in the kitchen, and they would also, like, have, like, I don't know what the fuck was that. Like, I would just be in my room doing commission work, and I'd come out to, like, a fucking mess. Like, what the fuck? And this wasn't my mess. Because I'd be in the bedroom all day doing commission work. So I come out to, like, this giant fucking mess. And I know it was them. And then they would act like it was my mess. My mom was a former crackhead. So you're never gonna hear you're never gonna hear a crackhead admit fault. One thing about crackheads, they're never wrong about anything. The entire world's just out to get them. Crackheads are not wrong. The world's just out to get them. The world turned on them. And the crackhead's mind, they're perfect, and the world just fucked them. The world just screwed them over. Anyway, there's yeah, here's like the final part for now is I'm gonna bring up my friend Andrew's suicide. What about suicide? Oh, Shane Arts. Shane Arts, tried to pin someone's suicide on me. And successfully did so because if people bring up that fact, like, you made someone kill themselves. People just believe whatever dumb shit. See, this is why you're idiots. This is why you're stupid. Because Shade Arts can make up whatever shit she wants, and you just believe her. You guys are fucking stupid! So, before Wellington, so to rewind time a little bit, before Wellington, before Chris Max made I Don't Want to Be Friends with Verdesause, before I revealed I was transgender, but after I revealed I was bisexual, and after the abscess thing, um, I met a person online. They went by like ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it was like ask in like a bunch of numbers. And the numbers probably has a significant meaning to him, but I can't tell you. I can't remember the numbers. Like Chris Max 001 means like 2001 because that's probably when he was born. He was probably born 2001, so that's probably what that means. Or something. There's some kind of some event happened in 2001, which is significant to him. And I know Chris Max lives in like Florida, I believe, or I believe he's from Florida because we did. I'm not trying to dox him. Not like he tries to dox me. Actually, I should just fucking try dox him because he's tried to dox me, right? So yeah, he lives in like Florida, as far as I know. Now, I would normally wouldn't bring this person up for any other reason other than Shaden Arts found a way to weaponize them against me. Uh, so anyway, I originally met this dude called Ask, and I should clarify that I basically would do like any fetish because I needed money, so I just did like any fetish you guys sent me. Like any fetish they sent to me, I would do it because I fucking need the money really badly. Like Verdesause is always like I always struggled with Verdesause. There was only like the only time I ever like really flourished with Verdesause was when I met a big commissioner who would like pay me $1,000 a month, and that guy was great until he eventually he bought into the lies Chris Max wrote. So I used to have a dude who would just literally pay all my bills, and I would just do whatever he wanted, and that was great. But then Chris Max got involved and made sure I didn't have that guy anymore. You're gonna see us a lot of like I get a big commissioner and then Chris Max finds out and then tries to sabotage that. Shade Narcs does the same thing, by the way. They both had gay panics, so they want me to like shrivel up and die, basically. And they're doing a good job. So Ask, he had a unique fetish. He was into cannibalism. But like it was weird. Like he would make me write he would commission me to write stories about people getting so hungry that they eat each other. And I need the money. I need the money, so I just fucking did it. Like anyway, I eventually lost him as a commissioner because Shaden Arts, I found out that that guy became friends with Shaden Arts, who, as you know, likes vor. So the two of those guys started to get along, and basically, he ended up blocking me to go be Shaden Arts commissioner. So in like 2022 or 2023, this year's the time is important. He blocked me and went to go be Shaden Arts commissioner. Which that sucked for me because I need the money. As weird as his stories were, I fucking need the money, so that really sucked for me. And I thought like, oh, that's probably the last time I'm gonna hear about him. I would occasionally try to reconnect with him and try to tell him what happened because I realized like, oh, he doesn't know about the history. So I tried to reconnect him and tell him what happened, and I could never reconnect with him, and I thought that was strange, but I kind of expected it because a lot of people just believe Chris Max verbatim, and that's it. About less than a year ago, I can't remember what exactly how it happened, but Shade Narts basically brings up like, hey, remember, Shade Narts actually just flat out says his name, because I happen to know his name because he would commission me and I'd see his name flash by. Shade Narts randomly brings up his name, like his legal name, which is Andrew Kind. And before you guys think like, whoa, are you doxing someone right now? Well, are you doxing someone? It'll make sense in a minute, you stupid motherfuckers. Shut up and listen, it'll make sense. So, Shane Narts flat out says, do you remember Andrew Kind? And I kinda like pause, like, huh? And it takes me a second, like, wait, are you doxing someone right now? Like, yeah, that's the name of, like, Ask Wherever the fuck. And then she shows me an obituary. And it says, Andrew Kind, 1990 something through 2025. And then, remember, Andrew blocked me in 2022 or 2023. So there was like this 2-year long window where he left to go be Shade Nart's commissioner. And Shade Nart shows up and says, you told Andrew to kill himself. And at first, I thought she was lying about the whole thing, because this is the same person who, lied about the hot. This is the same person who pretended to be a gunman. This is the same person who pretended to be a gunman. And here they are showing up and accusing me of causing someone to commit suicide who I haven't spoken to in 2 fucking years. Who left to go be your regular commissioner. So, and Shade Narts probably treated Andrew like shit. Shade Narts probably treated Andrew like shit, and probably contributed to his death, by the way. Because Shade Narts was probably mean to Andrew, because I never got to know Andrew that well. And, that's why I'm trying to leave out as much details as possible. Because he was into some weird stuff, but I'm trying to be respectful because he's dead. Shade Narts saw this as ammunition. She saw this as ammunition against me, and caused some emotional damage to me, because that really, like, fucked me up, because it's like, oh, now they're gonna pin someone's suicide to me who I haven't spoken to in 2 fucking years? And it's too late, because, like, if you ask people about it, they don't believe me. They believe Shade Narts. So Shade Narts can literally make up where the fuck she wants. And you dumbasses believe her! Because you're stupid! She can make up where the fuck she wants and you believe her. You gullible motherfuckers! I did not make Andrew kill himself. I didn't even know Andrew was suicidal. I did Andrew's commissions, and that was it. Like, me and Andrew were really distant. We had a professional relationship. Like we weren't friends. We weren't friends. He was my commissioner, not my friend. So, like, I didn't even know he was suicidal. If I did know, I would have fucking said something to him, because I'm someone who also goes through suicidal thoughts a lot. And I just can't believe that these guys would stoop that low. I really can't believe that they would. I really can't believe, like, I thought the gun thing was shitty. This was even shittier. Because, like, Andrew's family doesn't know about this. I don't know if Andrew's family knows that their son's suicide is being used as ammunition against a transgender person online. I don't know if they're aware of that. But someone should really fucking tell them. Like, hey, there's this person, defaming your son's name online. to harass another person. You should probably go say something to them. By the way, Shadenard's name is Samantha. Her name is Samantha, by the way. I'm not gonna reveal her last name, but, since she likes doxing people, and fucking, her name's Samantha. Sam, you're not okay. That's not okay. To use someone else's suicide and tragedy as your ammunition? You're disgusting, Sam. You are fucking disgusting. I know your fat fucking face. Like, you're fat, you have brown hair, you wear glasses, your name's Sam, and you live in fucking Texas, I think. You're disgusting. Leave leave that person committed suicide. You're dragging their name in the mud for your own gain, you selfish fucking cunt. Go fuck yourself. I want you guys to go out and call her out. I want you to call her out for using someone's suicide as ammunition and drama. But you aren't going to call her out. You guys aren't going to call her out. You're going to take her side because she's just such a likable person, I guess. Not me. I used to be a likable person. Before all this drama happened, I used to be a really nice person. I used to be approachable, but now I've had so much shit happen to me, I'm scared to let anyone get close to me. I'm scared to let anyone get close to me because they might be fucking one of Chris Max's friends trying to get dirt on me, like fucking Adama was. I don't know who to trust anymore, and I know that Verdesause, I'm never going to fix the damage that they did to me. I'm never going to make people believe that I didn't kill Andrew. People just hear, oh, Verdesause made someone kill themselves, and then they believe it. Point blank, verbatim, they just believe it. She can make up truth. She can create whatever truth she wants, and you guys believe her. Where do I go from here? She can make up whatever lie she wants, and you guys are stupid and believe her. This is a garbage fire. Put out the garbage fire, you dumb fucks. This is your garbage fire. Because if you guys didn't believe her, and she was just making this shit up and no one believed her, that'd be fine. But you guys are stupid and believe her. If you guys were smart and could figure out she's lying, and just if people didn't believe her, and be like, what the fuck, dude? You're gonna bring up someone's suicide and like use that as ammunition against someone else? But no, you guys are just dumb and don't bother to fucking double check. You guys have been aiding her this entire fucking time. You're the dumbass that helps fucking... You're the dumbass that believes fucking... the snake oil salesman. You're the guy that helps the snake oil salesman and then wonders why you got duped. You're stupid. I'm just wondering, like, where's the line? Can she, like, be like... Because eventually, like, I'm waiting to get swatted. I'm honestly waiting to get swatted. I'm waiting for them to, like... Because I wouldn't put that past them. I wouldn't put them past them to fucking swat me. They would do it. Why wouldn't they? Because it's the best way to get rid of me. The best way to get rid of me is to have a fucking crazy cop come and kill me. You know, and then if a cop comes and kills me during a SWAT, they could use that as proof that I was crazy. You know what I mean? Think about it. Like, no matter what, they could do whatever the fuck they want to me, and that's just okay, because I'm trans. If I get swatted tomorrow, there's no one to defend me. There's no one that's gonna even believe me. There's no one that's gonna defend me. She can make up whatever truth she wants. So, until you guys step up, there's nothing more I can do. I've tried everything. It's been 8 years. I've tried everything. Unless you guys step up and do something, this is the end. Get off your ass. You incels that jump at the chance to attack Verdesause. If you incels didn't help attack me, didn't help Shade Arts and her bullshit, none of this would be happening. It's because you incels supported them. You supported them, you stupid fucking incels. And that's why we're here. And until you support me again, this is the end. This is the end. They won. They can make up whatever shit they want. And you are the dumbass that helps them, that leaves them. You're the dumbass that goes along with it. You're the dumb fuck that doesn't question anything and just goes along with it and thinks you're smart. You are just an ant. You're an ant on the hill who follows the fucking queen ant. You're nothing. And right now, you can do nothing except for watch as your favorite creator leaves. You can do nothing except for watch, because you're not only are you stupid, you're a coward. You're a coward too. You watch them attack a transgender person, you don't do anything. You're a fucking coward, and you're stupid. And that's why I have to leave. Because you're a coward, and you're stupid, and you won't listen to someone who has been fucking cyberbullied to oblivion and back. You're stupid, and after I leave, they're gonna do it to someone else. After I leave, they're gonna get bored, and they're gonna do it to someone else. I predict Blue Ink will be their next victim. I predict that either Adama, I predict that either Peach Lover or Blue Ink will be their next victims. After I leave, they're gonna get bored, and they're gonna want a new person to pick on. And there's two targets. There's Blue Ink 22 and Peach Lover 94. And before you go and defend them, remember, these guys both directly aided Chris Max in destroying me. So, when it's their turn to be attacked and lynched, don't help them. Because they did to someone else. They watched someone else be lynched and went like, yeah! And now it's their turn to be lynched. They're like, oh, please, 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 please. It's like back in the gun thing. When they had the gun and they were in power, they were like, yeah, that's right. You're trash. And then the second they get caught, they go, oh, jeez. Sorry, mister. Can we get our ball back? No. I'm gonna keep your fucking ball, and you're gonna like it. Fuck you. Good night.